Wow, imagine like imagine starting 2026 out by getting queerbaited by Netflix. That's so crazy. That could never be me. Like um God. Okay, so it's currently 9 a.m. on January 1st, and I was up at 1 a.m. watching the Stranger Things finale, which I ruined my sleep schedule very mildly for that nonsense. I don't have like a big I don't have any notes written down for what I want to say. I just like I'm so floored by that finale that I need to just like waffle about it. Like I cannot even believe what I witnessed. Okay, so I feel like I should start with my history of Stranger Things. I've never been massively into it. I watched seasons 2, 3, and 4 when they were released. I think I watched season 1 alongside season 2. I don't think I watched season 1 when that was released. I think I watched 1 and 2 together with season two's release. Season 1 and 2 I've always thought were like fine, whatever, I don't really care. Season 3 was the first season I was really invested in, and season 4 I loved a lot and is my favourite season quite easily, especially after that nonsense. And then I rewatched the show like in the lead up to season 5, so like for like the month before season 5 I was rewatching all the seasons for the first time, and then I watched season 5 as it came out. That's all I've like. Stranger Things has not been a show that I've ever really cared about. I'll watch it and I'll be like, that's great, and then I'll like move on with my life for 3 years until the next season comes out. I've never really been that fussed. But this season, like my rewatch and like the lead up to this season, I was like, hold on, maybe I really love this show. Like, and then especially the Byler of it all, like when like oh, I don't know, I really God, I really just thought it was going to be so good. I really did. And there are aspects I did enjoy. Like, I know some people probably don't like how Vecna was defeated and how there was this big creature that everyone was just shooting at, and like how it was kind of simple, I guess, but that's kind of just how things go. Like, when you set up a big villain like that, the way they're defeated often is gonna be some like little thing like that, and it worked for me. I liked it. Oh my, I don't even know. I feel like I have so much to say, but now I have nothing to say now that I'm recording, because I'm just like, there's like a million things in my head. I wish I had time to just write stuff down, but I can't be bothered with that. First of all, the Byler of it all is crazy, because going into volume 1 and like after volume 1, I was so certain, like I was so certain. I was I, I was scared to be like, oh, this is definitely happening, because like you know how ships like that go. So you're scared to put like 100% on it. Like if you told me to bet like after volume 1 especially if Byler was going to happen, I would have had a bit of doubt, because like I'm scared to commit. I would be scared to commit because queerbait is a thing. But like I would have bet money that it would happen. Like I would have. Even going into that finale, I was like, it could happen. Like it actually could still happen. But it literally just didn't. Like it was, oh my god. It was just nothing. Oh, how the hell has that happened? Oh my god. So, like, first of all, that doesn't happen by accident. You don't have hours long videos of little details about these two kids, right? And their relationship out of nothing. People don't make that up. Like one or two things, like sure, if and people are just like pulling things out of thin air. The videos I have watched over the last month, bro, they go into like details. Oh my god, that is like the most specifically thought out queerbait probably of all time, like actually of all time. That doesn't just happen by accident. That's not that. Oh my god, it's crazy. And like I obviously, like I said, I'm very new to being interested in Byler. Like it's been a month for me. The concept of people being into Byler for like 3, 4, 5, 6 years only to get that, I would be on the news. That's crazy. I actually this is so embarrassing. I actually like blocked someone on Twitter who I was mutuals with because they called Byler fans delusional, and like 20 minutes ago I was like, what? Like yeah, I'm sure cishet man over here is like, Byler shut up. I'm so floored by it. So like first of all, the painting. Uh okay. So Mike just thinks that painting was from Elle, then, I guess. Sure, okay. It's on his fucking, oh my god, it's literally on his wall in the epilogue. Right, okay. Mike and Eleven, by the way, I saw a Tumblr post that was like, the entire reason Mike and Eleven's relationship was weirdly vague is because they wanted to bait people. Because why do that otherwise? Like, why were people questioning if Mike and Eleven were even together during volume 1? The reason why is because they needed it to be ambiguous for the queerbait of it all. Like, that's the only reason why they had to do that. And like, even outside of Byler, why the hell are, like, obviously they're not together, but like, we ended the show with it being very clear that they love each other, right? That's ridiculous. Season 3 was literally like Eleven learning that she doesn't need boys, and like Mike being useless, and like season 4 was then Mike not being able to say I love you, and how like the way he views Eleven's powers and how she views them are very different. Like, they're not compatible in that way. But then suddenly season 5 is like, no, they're actually like, they're good, like they're chill, they actually are perfect for each other. And she said some nonsense about like, you knew me, like, I don't know, I haven't rewatched it, but she was like, she said something about how he was the one who like knew her and understood her, and like, to a degree, yes, I do think their relationship, like their dynamic, is important, and she means a lot to him. I don't think it's incorrect that they mean a lot to each other, but to be like kissing and stuff, no, like, no, that's not the kind of relationship you have. You're clearly bad in that kind of relationship. We've spent 2 seasons establishing that fact, but now you're just like together and normal. Like, what? Oh my god. It's so bad. And I saw a thing that said, Mike and Will's little 30-second tower talk was specifically requested by Noah Schnapp because, like, just like for a bit of closure, which is fucking crazy. Like, he had to request that? Like, they were gonna do nothing? Hearing Mike be like friends, best friends, nearly sent me over an edge. I wanted to push him off that tower. I just can't believe that's real. And like, I obviously haven't been into Byler that long, so like off the top of my head, I can't just like reel off all these different details of how they were pointing to Byler happening. But like, I've watched videos recently that there just are so many things that like, why are you putting that in the show if it's not gonna be anything? It literally doesn't make sense. It's also just like bad. Like, Byler not being together is bad for the show and like has ruined the ending of the show. Also, Mike didn't say I love you back. Like, Elle was literally about to go and kill herself and she says I love you and he just doesn't say it back. What? Oh my god. That is insane. I literally don't know how we got here. I swear, end of volume 1, I was like, oh, it's like, wow, I was like, wow, it's really gonna happen. They're really gonna do this. Like, genuinely groundbreaking. Like, should it be groundbreaking for a same-sex relationship to be like, shouldn't be groundbreaking, right? But it is, and it would have been, and it would have been great. But it's just nothing. Like, that was it. Will comes out to everyone. In that moment, we're supposed to understand that Mike has clocked that he was the person that Will fancied. And then they give us that tower scene and that's just it. They weren't even going to do that. No, I had to ask them to do it. What? Oh my god. That's so bad. It's just horrid. And the finale wasn't all bad. Like, you know, I was saying, the actual beating of Vecna was fine. I liked it. I liked Dustin's speech at the end. The epilogue as a whole was whatever. Like, that was fine. I loved when Mike was looking at Holly and her friends, like, starting to play Dungeons and Dragons. I loved that. They also did 11 so dirty. Like, I saw a thing where it was like the Duffers said something about how the 11 was always gonna leave them. They were never gonna end the show with 11 because they wanted them to like move on from that, because if she was there it would still be a part of their life, but they needed to move on or whatever, some shit like that. And like, I do understand that, but 11 just like, she deserved such a like nice ending. Like, she went through shit every season. She deserved a happy ending. What she got was not a happy ending. Like, she's alive, she's exploring. It's not a happy ending. It's not. It's horrible. It's better than when I thought she was actually dead. I was on the floor thinking, how the hell have they just killed her? But like, it's obviously that was like Mike telling a story and hoping that she is like that. But I'm like, why do that if we're not supposed to just assume that he is correct and she is just like living her life exploring? Which, like, good for her, I guess. At least she's not dead. I just still don't think that's great of an ending for her, but she's alive. I just can't understand, like, what was the point in any of that if you weren't gonna have Byler get together. Like seasons 1 and 2, obviously this is like kind of off the dome slash vague memories of videos I've watched, but like season 1 and 2 is very obviously they're very young, they're just like they're best friends. Mike is very there for him and really misses Will and literally is about to kill himself to save Dustin, like at the same place where he thinks Will is dead. Like that that isn't necessarily Byler, that's just like two kids that are very close. But as the show goes on, it can kind of recontextualize the first couple of seasons to be like, oh, like yes, they were best friends, but maybe it would make sense that it went on to be more than that, if that makes sense. And then season 3 is Mike just being a rubbish boyfriend to Eleven. Like, the thing that I always think of as well is in season 3, the way Mike tries to make it up to Eleven versus how he tries to make it up to Will. Like, he doesn't make it up to Eleven. Eleven spies on him and his friends and they're all laughing and farting and saying how girls suck, but then when him and Will have an argument, he's like biking across town to his house in the rain. Like, hello? I don't understand. And then season 4, I don't understand why they even did the fucking desert stuff with Will just being sad and gay over Mike. If like, just end it there. I don't understand. I did see that that was their initial plan, to have Will come out during that. Do that. Why didn't you do that? I don't understand why they wouldn't do that. I mean, you know, the bait of it all, but like, huh? And then season 5, volume 1, we've got Robin talking to Will about a fucking avalanche. What avalanche, bro? Why are you saying that if it's not even anything? It's nothing. I don't understand. Like, genuinely, that's my, like, I just don't understand. Like, what? I know smarter people can come up with actual, like, planned out, thought out thoughts on all of this, and I look forward to watching hours long videos going from season 1 to season 5 explaining why this is nuts. But, like, all I have is just to say that I don't understand. Like, either this has been a queerbait from the beginning and they have purposely put in details for multiple seasons and they never intended for Byler to be a thing at all, or maybe it initially was the plan and then they changed it. That's also possible. But then even if they did change the plan, if they did change the plan, I could imagine the plan changing between seasons 4 and 5. So like maybe Byler was the plan all the way through to the end of season 4, but then somewhere in the writing for season 5 they changed it. But like, why would they do that though? Like, why would you change like what is quite clearly the best story you could have gone with? Like, I don't, like, what? That's why I'm like, I genuinely just don't understand. Like, because this isn't, like, my knowledge of queerbait before this is, I was very into BBC Sherlock, which, by the way, today is the 9th anniversary of the final season of that show airing, so like, fucking hell, what time. And I did ship John Locke, but I wasn't like deep in it. But I did like them and I do recognise them as queerbait 1000%. And then there's also Destiel, which I've only seen the first season of Supernatural, so I don't fully know like the vibes with that. But Sherlock was very much like a mean-spirited kind of, the fans were being made fun of by the people involved in the show kind of vibe, which was quite nasty. Like, it was kind of a joke that everyone was like, the fans were like into John Locke, but the writers and actors were like, what the fuck are you on about? Like, you're dumb. Like, that's not gonna happen. But this, Byler is like so much worse. Like, so much worse. Because it seemed so genuine. Like, it seemed so thought out and planned and detailed and like so real. And like, wow, this is like building up to be this great reveal that, like, yeah, might be a plot twist for the people that aren't into these kind of things, like all the straight people and like just people that aren't very involved in that kind of thing, but like that's okay, because all the people that did notice it before will have the satisfaction of the ending, but the people who didn't notice will be able to look back and be like, oh, this actually does make sense. I just didn't see it before now, but now I see it because I was, you know, maybe blinded by the heteronormativity of it all. But like, because the ending like didn't happen like that, it's like, so all those details were for what exactly? To bait people. You've just spent however many years putting in specific details to bait people. Right. that's quite clearly very nasty and actually really horrible. Like so horrible. I can't believe that. Like, I actually can't believe it. I actually cannot believe that. And isn't there oh my god. Sorry, this is all over the place. I'm really just off the dome. There's also literally a clip where Finn Wolfhard is like, he says that he said to the Duffers that the whole painting situation, he was like, I feel like Mike is smart and he would understand, like, he would get this. And the Duffers were apparently like, oh, don't worry, like, it'll be, like, resolved, it'll be worth it. Okay, so that didn't happen. Like, hello? This is so crazy. This is, like, the only show literally ever where the fans have written a better final season than the that we actually got. Like, I'm into Doctor Who, and Doctor Who fans are very like, if I was in charge, I would do this and this and this, and it's like the most shit story you've ever heard in your life, and you're like, okay, like, thank God you're not in charge. But with Stranger Things, it's like, fucking hell, I wish the fans were in charge. Like, are you joking? Crazy. Also, I don't know if I said this already, but like, I know a lot of people think that Byler shippers, like that person I blocked earlier, are like just being delusional and reading into things, and like, that just isn't, you don't have all these details by accident. Like, you just don't. I can't believe this has happened. Like, oh my god, like, really going into like the end of volume 1, I was like, oh wow. And the month between volume 1 and volume 2, I was so excited. I was genuinely like, this is actually crazy if this happens, and I really think it might happen. And then volume 2 was a bit of a disappointment, and I was like, okay, they could still do Byler in the final episode. Like, it won't hit the same, because I was like, I had already thought, okay, so if at the end of volume 1 I was like, okay, so Byler could happen episode 7 or episode 8. Like, I wasn't expecting it 100% to happen during volume 2. But if it didn't happen in volume 2 and it happened in the final episode, I was like, okay, but volume 2 will keep up the same energy of volume 1 in terms of Byler and like give us vibes. But then it just didn't, and I was like, oh, like, hold on a second, like, we've really like done a 180 right now. But then I was like, okay, the finale, like, it could still happen despite the letdown of volume 2. Like, it's a shame that volume 2 was a bit of a letdown, but they could still do it in the finale. And then it, like, the further we got into it, the more I was like, wow, this is actually not happening, is it? Like, it's actually not. Also, why did Will come out? Like, obviously it was important for him, like, as a person to come out, but he was talking about how Vecna, like, was in his head about how, like, I don't know, I feel like the coming out was implied to be beneficial in more ways than just Will being, like, out to his friends and family. Like, I feel like it was implied that it would mean a bit more than that. I don't know how to explain it. Like, I feel like the coming out scene was low-key for nothing. Except, obviously, it wasn't actually for nothing, because it's still important. I think it's important that Will came out, but, like, it didn't actually do anything. I don't know. I don't really know how to explain what I'm thinking there. Also, it's crazy that in volume 2 they didn't show us what Vecna was showing Will. Like, okay. Like, yeah, I guess we just don't need to see that. Fuck off. I'm still floored by, I mean, all of it, first of all. But, like, Robin's chats to Will in volume 1, I just don't understand it. Like, I really don't. What does she say to him? She's like, he asked how she knew that, saw the signs, and she was like, they were little, then it was like a snowball, and then it turned into an avalanche. Why are you saying that if Will isn't even gonna get that? What is that for? What is that even for? I really don't understand. Like, I literally just don't. Like, are they, like, they're either really deep into the queerbait, which, like, regardless of if it was on purpose, which there's no fucking way all of that wasn't on purpose. Like, maybe not all of it was, but, like, there's no way it was like all of that was an accident. Like, you don't just accidentally queerbait people for like 6 years. That doesn't happen. Or, so, like, either it was bait that whole time, or they're genuinely just bad writers. Like, those are the two options that we have in terms of, like, specifically in terms of the queer characters in the show. Either they're specifically baiting people, or the Duffer brothers are just shit at writing. Like, there's really no other option there. Or someone in Netflix was, like, holding a gun to their head and was like, you cannot make this a thing. Which, like, I mean, maybe that's possible, but I don't know about that. It's just bad. Like, it's literally just bad. I don't get it. I've said that like 10 times now, but I literally don't know what to say other than to say that I don't get it. It's bad writing. Like, it's just bad. Also, I guess Robin and Vicky were broken up in the epilogue. Okay. I don't really care much about Vicky. Like, her and Robin are, like, fine. Like, I'm not that bothered. But it's a bit wild that they're broken up in the epilogue. I'm currently, by the way, I don't know what is going to be on screen during this video. Like, I don't I don't know, we'll find out, I guess. I'm currently scrolling through Tumblr to see if anything that anyone says, like, makes me think of things I wanted to talk about. Also, I think it's a bit crazy that, basically everyone in the show gets, like, a relationship except for Will. Like, he's got his 5-second epilogue boyfriend, but, like, also, why is he in, oh my god, it actually never ends. Why in volume 1 is Will, like, hopeful? He's, like, the jump from season 4 to season 5 is... Will in season 4 is, like, so... He's struggling so much, like... I feel so bad for season 4 Will, like, he's struggling so bad about, like, feeling left out, feeling just, like, awkward around his best friend who he's in love with. It's so sad watching season 4 Will, like, it's so sad. So how have we gone from that version of Will to season 5 volume 1 Will, smiling, talking about dates, like, how do you know like, how can you tell if someone fancies you? Huh? How have we got there? How have we got there? Especially if this whole time Mike and Eleven were actually still together. Because people were saying during volume 1, Will spent season 4, like, hurting himself in order to keep Mike and Eleven happy and together. There's no way in volume 1 he would then be, like, this giddy about the thought of dating someone, specifically Mike, if Mike and Eleven were still together, because he wouldn't want to do that to his friend. But if they were broken up, it would make more sense why Will would have a bit more hope and be like, you know, and they've also spent a year and a half living together, so, like, there's that year and a half could be easily where Will saw, like, signs with Mike where things might be a bit like, oh, like, maybe there's a vibe here. So, like, what was that for then if he didn't feel the same? What was it for? What was it for? Oh my god. What was it even for? What horrid start to the year. Like, actually horrible. And, like, that goes back to, like, what I was saying earlier about how they specifically kept Mike and Eleven's relationship ambiguous because of queerbait. That's why they did that. There's no other reason to have Mike and Eleven be like that. Like, why were they like that if in the end they're, like, together and kissing? Like, a what? Why were they the way they were for the whole of season 5 if in the end you're going to be like, no, they're, like, together? It's so crazy how in volume 1 and volume 2, I think in volume 2 I was like, oh, okay, I guess they are meant to be together, but the vibe was still strange. But then the second you're in the finale and you see them together, they're clearly in a relationship. Like, it's very clear that they are in a relationship. They're, like, cuddled up next to each other. Oh my god, I'm losing my voice. They're, like, cuddled up next to each other. They, like, look at each other, like they suddenly you can tell that they really care about each other. Where was that for volume 1 and volume 2? What is the purpose of not including that? Like, I know they did have, like, their rooftop chat, and, like, I'm not saying that you couldn't get from volume 1 and volume 2 that they were together. Like, I know some people did assume they were still together, but the vibe change is just not that. There's just not, the vibe is just not the same. Like, the vibe in volume 1 and volume 2 and the finale with Mike and Eleven is different. The only reason that it's different is because they have nothing to bait people with anymore. It's over. Will came out. They explain, not even in the show, outside of the show, that Mike clocked that Will fancied him. Will says, I know he doesn't feel the same. Mike clocks it, that's the end. That's supposed to be it. So now they don't have anyone to bait anymore. They're done with that. They can have Mike and Eleven actually be more coupley, leading into the finale where they, like, kiss and they're depressed. Okay. Horrid stuff, like, genuinely. It's fucking crazy. Like, Mike is just Mike is just a shit character then. Like, which I say that, I don't mean that, because, like, I actually really like Mike. Like, in the years of watching the show, like I said, I've never been, like, a big Stranger Things stan. But Mike has, like, always consistently been a character that I've liked. But, like, so, okay, so he's just a shit boyfriend then. Like, what? How have they not gone with the very obvious better story for Mike? Like, how have they not done that? I feel like I'm going crazy. Like, what? Because, like, what we've got is Mike is just, like, a shit boyfriend in season 3, a useless boyfriend in season 4. Suddenly, though, he's fine in season 5, I guess. Okay. But what we could have had is, like, this, like, internalized homophobia, like, it could have been so good. It could have been so good. Oh my god, it could have been so good. The commitment to keeping Mike and Eleven together has, like, ruined the show. Like, they were cute in the early days. Like, their relationship is actually far more interesting if they break up between season 4 and 5. Like, how boring to just have them be together just because, like, okay. It's far more interesting to have them break up, and then you could still have that scene where 11 is gonna kill herself and she's talking to Mike, just make it less romantic and more like, because Mike is important to her, regardless of if they're in a relationship, he is an important person in her life. You could still have that scene, it just doesn't need to be like this romantic situation. It could just be their best friends who were in a relationship when they were kids and that didn't work out, and that's fine, and now they're just best friends. That would have been fine. Like, I cried in the finale a few times. When did I cry? I cried right at the end when Mike was looking down at the kids playing Jesus Christ, Dungeons and Dragons. That made me cry. I cried during the whole 11 was gonna kill herself thing, talking to Mike thing, for like a mix of, it was crazy. It was like a mix of, I was crying because part of it did hit, like, despite the fact I thought it was a bit shit and stupid, part of it was hitting, so I was crying just at the whole situation of it all. And 11 killing herself, that made me cry. But I was also crying because I was like, I was actually like, oh wow, this is just like not like they've actually done that. Like, it was, I was crying for, it was tears of like, oh, this has been bait like the whole time. Like, wow, that's great. Like, I just couldn't believe it. I still can't, clearly. Like, that's all I have to say is I can't believe that. Oh, one thing I actually did love about the finale was Will trying to talk to Vecna and being like, you're like me, like, you were just an innocent kid. Like, I'm glad, I like that scene, and I'm also glad it didn't work, because I think that would have been a bit dead if Henry was like, oh, you're right, Will, yeah, you're right, I should be good, actually. That would have been pretty shit. But I liked Will trying to get through to him. Sorry, I'm looking at more posts, and like, they really have just made Mike into like an almost, like, his dad 2.0, right? Like, wow. That is crazy. I need the Duffer Brothers to like never work in TV again, by the way. Like, I'm not joking. Or like they actually can work in TV. They just can't write any queer character ever again in their entire lives, because every other character actually seemed fine. Like, but just the gay ones that, you know. Well, no, that's actually not true, is it? Because 11's ending was also a bit shit. I also cried at Hopper and Joyce getting engaged. I liked their ending. I liked like Lucas, Max, Dustin. I liked all their endings except for Mike, 11, and Will. Like, which, like, I don't want to be all like, well, it's because I've got my Byler goggles on and Byler didn't happen, therefore that means it's bad. Like, I really don't think that that's what this is. I don't think I'm biased. I mean, I am, because I do like them, but I don't think my criticisms come from a place of being biased because I wanted Byler to happen. I just don't believe that that's true. I believe that there were details put in there that baited everyone into what was going to be a good story, but then they just didn't do that for whatever reason. Like, they actually were so dedicated to queerbaiting people. It's honestly almost impressive. Like, they really waited until the final episode to be like, oh, just kidding. Like, Mike and 11 are actually like still together and they're actually pretty happy, and like, she's gonna kill herself, but like, before the killing, she was like, they were actually fine and happy together. Even though for volume 1 and volume 2 you wouldn't know that. We actually specifically did that so that we could bait you into thinking there was a chance of Byler. Like, right, okay, yeah, for sure. It's so crazy as well, because like, Will just assumes that Mike doesn't like him back, and then Mike just assumes that Will is talking about him. They don't actually have a conversation at all about it. Unless that tower conversation was meant to be that, but it wasn't really, because they didn't actually say anything specific. Like, Mike just said he was stupid and he's sorry, which, like, yeah, you are stupid and you should be sorry, but like, so disappointing. Like, genuinely so disappointing. Year of Our Lord 2026. Day 1 of 2026 and I'm getting queerbaited by Netflix. Are you joking? And I know people are gonna be like, well, yeah, like, you're just a delusional, like, what? No. Literally no. Like, no. Literally, any person who is like, you're just delusional, needs to watch a single video that goes over all the details and how things could have worked out before they say literally a single word about anything ever again. Because, like, yes, you think that it's delusional because the whole entire point is that it's bait and it's meant to be subtle and it's meant to bait specific people. It's not meant to bait you. It's meant to bait everyone else. That's why you think people are delusional, because it's not for you, it's for other people. It's fucking crazy, man. Actually fucking crazy. Like, I just don't understand. Oh my god, I've said that so many times. I'm gonna have to, when I edit this video, I'm gonna have to cut me saying that out like 20 times. Like, that's why it would have been so good, because like people would have been like, oh my god, how could we not, like, oh my god, like, oh, like, sorry, like, people have said like the reason why it would have been such a good reveal is because the people that knew it was there would have noticed all these details, and the people who didn't know it was there wouldn't have noticed those details, but would have retroactively been like, oh my god, yeah, it was so obvious. But they just didn't do that. Why? I don't understand. I really don't understand. What? Oh my god. I don't know if I've got anything else to say. There are smarter people than me that will have put together scripted videos with thoughts that go through every single thing in this show that points to why this is probably the worst queerbait that has ever happened and will ever happen. But I just needed to waffle because insane. So insane. Like, how is that even real? They had the perfect story right there. Like, they just had it right there. It was so set up. All the way till the end of volume 1, it was like, oh my god, like, this could be happening. Like, actually, this could be happening. And then they just shat the bed and it just didn't. Why? I can't wait to see what nonsense the writers say about this, like, over the next however many weeks or whatever. I actually can't wait. It's gonna be horrible. I was gonna say, outside of Byler, season 5 was, like, fine. And, like, I do think that's true, but Byler not happening genuinely derailed the entire season. Like, I'm not joking. The entire season was messed up by the fact that, first of all, Mike and Eleven are still together. Why? Second of all, Will's feelings for Mike actually meant nothing this whole time. What? Oh, I don't understand. I really don't. I really don't. Okay, I need to end this video because I am just sat here, like, saying the same thing over and over. I think overall, the worst things for me are the painting. Will used his love for Mike in order to prop up Eleven and Mike's relationship, which is so devastating, but would have been fine if the resolution to that was Mike finding out and then Mike realizing, actually, oh, it's Will that I love or whatever. But instead, you've just got him doing that for no reason. Volume 1 of season 5, crazy. Like there's a reason that there was a spike of Byler chat after volume 1. There's a reason that happened, and it's because of all the stuff in volume 1. Like, Robin's snowball avalanche speech, fucking crazy. Like, crazy. Like, that's just bad. It's just bad writing. Like, they wanted to queerbait so badly that they just wrote a bad show, basically. Like, why is she saying that if it's not gonna happen? Like, you do realize everything in a show is specifically chosen to be put there, whether it's dialogue or lighting or the shots or the details in the background. That's all there on purpose. None of that is accidentally there. And sure, there could be a couple of accidental things that point to, like, Mike being gay or Byler happening. That could happen a couple of times. But the amount of fucking shit through the last few seasons, no. That's not an accident. So they're just bad writers then. They're queerbaiters and they're bad writers. Because, like, why is Robin giving Will a speech about a snowball and an avalanche if we're not going to get to see that? Why is Will lying to Mike about a painting if we're not going to see that brought up later on? Why is any of this happening? I don't know. I need to end this video here. I probably won't. I was gonna say I might, like, rewatch the whole show and then do, like, my actual thoughts on all of this, like, properly scripted, but, like, other people have done that. Other people will do it better than me. Like, I don't know. I don't really want to watch the show again, to be honest. Like, what I do when a show ends is I'll rewatch all of the seasons and then I'll watch the final season, and that'll be me, like, kind of putting the show to bed and moving on. But with this, I was so in it for volume 1 and between volume 1 and volume 2 that I was like, well, if this goes well, I'm gonna rewatch the whole show as soon as I finish the final episode and, like, watch it with new eyes, new Byler eyes, like, because I while watching the show, I didn't notice all these things. But between volume 1 and volume 2, while I was watching all these videos, I was like, oh wow, this has been obvious this whole time. So I wanted to go back and watch it and, like, see for myself all these things and, like, really just experience the show in a different way. Because I've never really been massively into it, other than seasons 3 and season 4, which I like a lot. But, like, not in that way. Like, I've never really been watching it through Byler eyes. Like, when season 4 happened, I remember being like, oh, I guess Mike doesn't like him back, but I guess maybe that could change, I don't know. Like, that was my only thought about it, and then I kind of moved on, and I was kind of like, well, I hope more gay stuff does happen and Will just doesn't suffer, but other than that, I didn't really have any thoughts about it. But yeah, the plan was to finish season 5 and then just start another rewatch of the whole show, but I don't think I really want to do that, to be honest. So maybe a scripted video will come at some point. It probably won't. I have other scripted videos that I have been planning for over a year that I just haven't done, so I can't imagine this will happen either. But yeah, happy 2026, I guess.